What's going on, guys? It's Lon here. Now, I get questions all the time asking, hey, I'm coming for my first entry-level hardtail and I'm looking to step it up to maybe my first full suspension or maybe the next level in bike. I also get parents asking me the question like, hey, I want to buy a mountain bike for my son or daughter, but I don't know if they're going to like it or not. So what kind of bike could I get where, I still budget friendly, but it's still a good enough bike to where they're going to be able to enjoy and do all the great mountain biking activities. With the holidays coming up, I know a lot of you guys are shopping around to possibly get somebody a mountain bike. All of these questions about beginner bikes will be answered today, and I have two picks that I've personally found that I believe to be some of the best options on the market right now. We're gonna go over each bike and we're gonna go over the bike components on it. We're gonna go over the whole thing and go over all the specs, and then we're gonna get out on the trails. We're gonna go to my local trail system over here with basic, simple features here and there. No matter if you're a weekend warrior and you're looking to get out there in the weekends, go shred some trails, get some exercise in, or if you're looking to take mountain biking to the next level and you want to participate in some racing and some different things like that, both these bikes will do the trick for sure, and I'm here to tell you guys what they're all about today. On my left-hand side here, I have the Jamis Bikes Faultline A2 coming in at about $1,500 right now. And on my right here, I have the Jamis Bikes Portal A2. This is coming in at $2,500 right now. This is a 29-inch bike. This particular frame is a size medium. So this bike right here, in my opinion, for the price point that it's at, it's really a great bang for your buck. It's got RockShox front and rear. It's got hydraulic brakes all around. It's got a dropper. It's got everything you would want on a modern day mountain bike. For $1,500, whether you're buying it for one of your kids or you're buying it for someone you want to get into mountain biking, I really think you can't go wrong, because with the price point that it's at, it's not too big of a commitment for most people. Rather than spending, $4,000, $5,000, or even $8,000 on a higher end mountain bike. It's got a Shimano Deore drivetrain. It's a 1x11, so it's got an 11 speed in the rear, so it gives you a nice set of range. It's got Shimano MT200 hydraulic disc brakes. Now this whole bike comes in at 34 pounds, which really is not bad, especially once again for the price point we're talking about here. I mean, it's really great. It's got a decent set of wheels and tires on it. It's got a lot of parts that are all name brand, and that's the key here. Everything is name brand and really solid stuff. It's got internal cable routing throughout the frame, including the dropper post. Another great thing is that these rims are tubeless. So you can run tubeless tires, so you can run that nice low tire pressure without getting a snake bite out on the trails with your inner tube. So with solid geometry, all name brand components, you really can't go wrong for $1,500. So let's get out on the trails and see how it feels. All right, so we got the Jamis Faultline A2 out here on the trails now. We're gonna do a quick little loop and see what this thing's all about. All right, guys, so honestly, first impressions, bike feels really great, really balanced. For the weight of the bike being 34 pounds, it doesn't feel like it. Bike feels nimble, efficient. Everything just works how it should. I wouldn't say there's any limiting factor that I feel on this bike. The only changes I would make are little personal preference things. I might throw a little bit of a wider bar in here, but I mean, that's all personal preference stuff. Let's see what else this thing's got. All right, so we've been riding the bike for a little bit now, and yeah, I mean, honestly, like I said, this is a price point bike, a $1,500 bike. You gotta remember that. There's a lot of hardtails that are in the $1,500 range, and the fact that this is a complete full suspension with, like I said, RockShox front and rear, all name brand stuff, it honestly kind of performed a little bit better than I was expecting. I think this is the money you have to spend in order to get a bike to where you're not held back by anything equipment wise on the bike. I think this is a great setup. All this stuff works how it should. I don't feel like a significant limit difference from something that's 4 times the cost. Now, next up, we have the Jamis Portal A2. Now, if you guys watch my channel at all, you've definitely heard the Portal name before, and that's because I've had countless amounts of Jamis Portals, and I just absolutely love the geometry. My personal one is a custom build. It's decked out with some pretty cool parts, but what's so awesome is with the Portal lineup, you can get into a Portal at a bunch of different price points. So the Portal A2, with the sale that they have going on right now, this comes in at $2,500. With this being more of an entry-level bike out of their lineup, the thing that's really cool is that it shares the same 3VO technology that the higher end bikes do. So you get the 3VO technology here. If you guys have watched my channel at all, you know I'm absolutely obsessed with this. If you guys haven't ridden 3VO technology before, you gotta go out and try it. I mean, it's just so efficient on the climbs. With it being a full suspension, obviously a lot of people normally talk about, the pedal bob they would have and how inefficient they are on the climbs. With 3VO suspension, it totally changes the game. I mean, it's like when you're climbing up, you get all your power goes straight to the wheels. You're not pedal bobbing. It's just a really great design. So this is once again an aluminum frame, which is actually a lot of people's preference. It's definitely stronger than carbon, that's for sure. I personally ride a carbon frame, but I know a lot of people out there that would much rather ride an aluminum frame underneath them instead of a carbon frame. Now this has 130 millimeters of travel front and rear. It's got a Fox Rhythm 34 in the front, and it's got a Fox Float in the rear. So really great. You get Fox front and rear. Once again, this price point with those components are pretty amazing. You got yourself Shimano Deore 4-piston brakes front and rear, 29-inch wheels, and you got a 12-speed Shimano Deore drivetrain. And this whole bike altogether is just a hair under 34 pounds, coming in at 33 3/4. So now that you guys are a bit more familiar with the Jamis Portal A2, let's get out on the trails and see how this thing feels. All right, so it's the next day now, and we're out here on the trails, the same place we were before, and we're here with the Portal A2. So we're gonna do the same loop, the same trail, so I can get a direct comparison, and we're gonna see how this feels. Let's keep in mind, this is a $2,500 bike, so this is $1,000 more than the Faultline, and so let's see if it performs $1,000 better. All right, so we've gotten to ride the Portal A2 now, and I mean, it's a very familiar feel to me. As you guys know, as I talked about before, I've been riding the Portal forever now. I've had a bunch of them, so it feels very, very familiar. It's definitely what I'm used to, so no differences in that, but I can definitely feel the difference between the Faultline and the Portal in terms of the suspension. Obviously, this is a higher end suspension, front and rear here, but I mean, at the end of the day, it's $1,000 more. So honestly, I think it's safe to say you get what you pay for. To the average rider, would they notice the differences between a Portal and a Faultline? I'm not sure. It really depends on the person we're talking about here. So for me personally, this is definitely a better riding bike. Without a doubt, it's $1,000 more. That's a lot more money. With this being, an entry-level Portal, the most entry-level Portal, it still shares the same geometry as, the highest end trim level Portal. So that's what's so great. The only thing that's separating the two from each other are just components. If you want to change out components, you can. When I think about, a beginner's bike, the thing I always look for is ability to upgrade the bike as you progress, right? So as you get more and more into riding, as you get more and more skilled, being able to upgrade the bike as your skills on a bike get better is so great, You get all the new technology while still not breaking the bank. I mean, this is a budget bike. This is a $2,500 bike, and we have 4-piston brakes, we have Fox suspension front and rear, we got a 12-speed drivetrain. If you guys are interested in one of these bikes, go to jamisbikes.com where you can select the bike you want, order it, and get it sent to your preferred bike shop to build and assemble it. And yeah, it's as simple as that, really. I mean, these bikes are on sale, so would really make a great holiday gift. So there you have it. With both these bikes being great, entry-level, budget-friendly mountain bikes that can get the job done pretty much wherever you want it, I think no matter if you go with the Faultline or the Portal, I think it's a great buy either way. So if you guys are interested in purchasing one of these bikes, head over to jamisbikes.com where you can go and purchase one of these bikes and get it sent to your favorite bike shop to get assembled and built there. If you guys want to read all the specific specs on these bikes, go head down to the description down below. I'll put the links for each bike where you can read everything you want with it. And if you guys are interested in purchasing one of these, you can buy one on the site and you can get it sent to your favorite bike shop to get it built and assembled there. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Both these bikes would make great gifts for the holidays or a great upgrade from your entry-level hardtail. So thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you guys comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys later.